Greetings and welcome to the 1/6 Scale Man. Proudly presents another episode of You Know What It Is, man. This is Comic Book Talk with Friends. I am your host, Leo Rockwell, for the 1/6 Scale Man YouTube channel. If you don't already see, yeah, y'all see it. Y'all looking at it. Y'all see it. Y'all see it.
I'm hating, and I need that.
You know what I mean? This is the Vincent Dunn art. I am a fan of your work shirt. Definitely. That. I'm telling y'all, it is a comfortable fit. It feel good. It's smell like some. You already know what I mean, man. It's like it smelled like it just came outside the room.
Some baby oil.
Yeah, bro, like straight up. Got everything popping off on this one. If y'all looking for that Vincent Dunn art, don't forget, head on over there to the merch store over there at Vincent Dunn Art Store. He will have some of this up for y'all. Just put in y'all requests and be like, hey, Vinny, can I get one of them Vincent Dunn Arts? I'm a fan of your work t-shirts. Definitely, man. And on top of that, it's long sleeve. So it's like a long sleeve one.
Nice.
You know what I mean? It feels nice and comfy. So definitely get you a Vincent Art. I am a fan. Vincent Dunn Art. I'm a fan of your work shirt because that it feels nice and snug. Definitely thank you guys for being here. Do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel like it tells you to always do. Hit that bell notification so you're always up to date as to what we got going on over here on the channel. Definitely again, get some house cleaning out the way. Definitely want to let y'all know about the Halloween initiative. Again, we are rounding out, only a couple weeks left. All proceeds super chat goes towards making sure that we are donating to the kids and giving them what they need for the holiday season. Even if you don't donate, get out in your neighborhood, go to your local Salvation Army, donate there, donate to your neighbors, your local schools, kids that you see might or actually would be interested in Halloween and celebrating, homes that need candy. Do whatever you need to do to pay it forward, because that's what it's all about here on the channel, paying it forward and giving people the opportunity to have fun for the holidays. So definitely thank you very much for that. Without further ado, let me just bring in the crew here. What's going on with y'all, man? How y'all doing today, man? Y'all good? We got your boy Jedi Pimp back in the building after hiatus, man. Definitely. Again, once again, our condolences to you and the loss of your family, man. But good to see you. I talked to you earlier. Good to actually have you here in good spirits, man. I know you over there in Florida. Again, man, be safe. You're on that lockdown right now, but I mean, you here, so definitely always a trooper, man. What's going on with you, man?
I just want to give everybody a shout out, man. My inbox has been flooded all week. I thank you so much for your prayers and for your well wishes, man. Like losing my pops this was like the hardest. Wow, this was bad, but
Yeah.
he had a great send off. I had family coming from everywhere, from Puerto Rico, from Cali, from New York, man, to celebrate my dad, bro. And it was a special weekend. Full of love and full of grace and full of great memories, bro. And
Yeah, definitely.
I appreciate everybody that hit me up, man. Like, thank you so much, man, for all the love. I appreciate you guys. Now I got to deal with this damn storm, so
Dope, man.
Yeah, man, definitely, bro. The love was out there. Like I said, we held it down for you. You know, everybody out there was so, just full of, they was, basically wanted to send their condolences and say, I hope everything was good, man. So shout out to everybody who, hit him up again. You know what I mean? It was going around, bro. Like I said, I mean, I went to my brother's funeral on Friday. So, definitely, man, said our goodbyes there and, kind of laid that to rest.
It's like, bro, it's like, they wanted me to speak I spoke at his funeral.
Yeah.
And I remember I said, I fear two things, man, in this life. I fear God, of course.
Yeah.
And losing a loved one.
Yeah, bro. You can't get behind that, bro.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah, bro. That's the thing, bro. Listen, I feel you.
Things that I fear more than anything, man, in life. I know we all got an expiration date.
Yep.
We all gotta leave here somehow, some way, somehow, some form, some shape.
Bro.
But I've jumped out of planes, I've been shot, been blown up, been to war twice, done all kind of crazy stuff in my lifetime, man. But the two things I fear the most is God and losing
a loved one. That's the truth. That's the truth, bro. I mean, it hurts when you move. But here's the thing, bro. Like, it's hurt when you lose them, but at the same time, you have to be unselfish. You know what I mean? You can't be selfish, because again, you have to be unselfish because again, like, that, in the long scheme of things, that they're not suffering. You know what I mean? And that's the most important part.
Yeah.
they don't have to suffer. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I say that, wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
That my brother, never had to suffer. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, he
Yeah.
went, definitely lived an incredible life. Lived a life where, again, uh, it's one of those things, and it's for anybody who's ever lost, had to deal with that, bro. Vinny, you've dealt with it. You dealt with it with your pops and everything, man. So
I look at the pain that I've had to endure and my family's had to endure as it took time, but I've looked at it as a blessing
mhm,
because the fact that it is so painful, it means that he was important and connected to us, and we're constantly reminded in good and bad ways that we're all we got. It's each other,
mhm,
and we're all connected. We're all together. And people say all that cliche shit about hug your loved ones and
Mm-hmm.
cherish every day because you never know. But
Mm-hmm.
life is full of reminders just how accurate that is, and just
mhm,
treat each other right, love each other right, and when it's our time, it's our time. But that pain just reminds us, that person was important to us,
yep,
and that love that we gave and that we get is
mhm,
is all we really truly got.
yep,
So
yep,
so it's just a one of life's constant reminders that time is futile and just make the most of it because
yep,
you never know. So love is love, and just you just try to hold on to what they gave you, and just take it forward, and that's really how they stay alive
yep,
by living on through who they left. So
exactly.
and that's the beauty of it. Like what when I go, my family members will remember things that I did that I loved, and it goes on and on and on. So all we can do is just try to make the most of the time that we're here,
Mhm,
and remember the ones that came before us and what they passed on to us, and just keep it paying it forward, keep
yep,
it rolling.
that's it. That's it, bro. And that it definitely is like the most important aspect is, you know, we is I always remember, I think of it like this way. Somewhere right now, somebody's going through the same thing.
Yeah,
What, you
man.
know what I mean? Right now, right at this very moment, somebody's losing a member or they're saying their
Mm-hmm.
final goodbyes. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's bro, as tough. It's always one of the toughest things to have to handle and to have to deal with.
I
You
don't
know,
wish that pain on no, not even my
nah,
worst enemy. I don't wish it
nah,
on
bro,
nobody, dog.
nah, bro,
But you all
nah,
have to
bro.
experience it. That's the thing about
That's it.
life. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But through all that sorrow and pain for this whole week and weekend, yo, I found out I have another sister, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Bro, I met her at the funeral. We knew about. I just never got to meet her before. And I
Hmm.
met her at the funeral. She looked just like my dad. It's crazy.
Word.
And met her at the funeral, and one of the sweetest. Oh man,
Yeah, bro.
one of the sweetest people, bro. Like we kicked it. We was geeking out about everything and told stories about my dad. And now
Hmm.
she want to know more about comic books. I'm like, what? You're definitely my kinfolk. You know what I'm saying? Like
Word.
another
Word.
sister, bro. I love my sisters to death, man. My older brother, I love him too. But this my sisters is now I got
Hmm.
another one, bro. Freaking brain surgeon at that. So
Yeah,
like
bro.
my dad's legacy is, all his kids has done it and made it and made something of themselves in life. That's all a man ever wants for his kids is to succeed. And
Hmm.
all of us have, man. We're blessed, bro. And I got another. I'm so happy, bro. Like it's just been that was the brightest part of the whole weekend was meeting my sister in person, like for the first time, bro. Like sad it
Yeah.
had to be that way, but it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
like like we've been talking like all day yesterday, the day we've been texting back and forth, like
Hmm.
bro, this is light came at the
Hmm.
end of this tunnel, man. You know what I'm saying?
And
So
that's what's most important, bro.
mhm.
That there was a light at the end of the tunnel, and you get a chance to, share that with a new sibling. It brings, like I
Mhm.
said, through death. They
Mhm.
always say, man, it brings family together.
Yes, sir.
It's all about. You know
Yes,
what I
sir.
mean? So definitely, bro.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for being here as always, man.
No
Sharing your
doubt.
story, man. As always, V, what's going on with you, man?
Oh man, just busy weekend. Family trip down to Baltimore, so we checked out the aquarium, had fun doing that. Got home, and spent most of yesterday just working on stuff around the house. And my cousin's daughter was up from North Carolina, so I got to spend a lot of family time with different family members. My other cousin's daughter just had her 18th birthday, so I was just
Word.
bouncing around, spending time with family, and then fitting in whatever little time I could to work on some of these damn Inktober's. I got 7 down, 24 to go, so I'm
Woo.
so I've been having fun with those, and I've just been, trying to come up with fun concepts and just have fun drawing and, just doing as much as I can and just organizing some comics, getting some reading done. So just having fun with it, just keeping it rolling. So I got a lot of books to get through, a lot of art to draw, a bunch of shows I booked for end of this year and next year for Comic Con. So I'm looking forward to those shows. So always something going on, always stuff in flux. So I'm looking forward to tonight's show.
Yep.
It's 50-11 topics to get through, but
Hmm.
we're going to get
Yeah, bro.
Bro, the Michael Myers in the captain's chair, bro. I
yeah.
Yeah.
said this dude always hit it on the money with some old remix stuff, bro.
I love the
That
mashups,
one
man.
is dope, bro.
Thank
That's a
you,
dope one.
thank
That's a
you.
dope one, bro.
The
And
funny part
Yeah.
is,
he got him smooth
Leo
too.
knows I'm
Lean
not.
to the side. He leans to the
Yeah,
side.
and if you look close, the Star Trek emblem is a butcher knife.
I didn't even notice it, bro. I just
Yeah.
saw him in the chair with the lean. I can't even. Oh man, I gotta look at it again. Oh my god, that's
Bro.
hilarious, bro.
Bro, that
Oh
With it,
man.
man.
yeah, definitely, bro. I saw that one. The was the one today,
Yep. Passport,
passport.
and I matched
Yeah,
it with Leaving
yeah,
from Fifth
Lincoln
Element
Links,
for
man.
multipass. I mean,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
why I love Inktober because it's like stuff I wouldn't usually draw. I just take the prompt words and it's just like a creative
Multipass.
exercise. It's just like word association. So I see a word and it's just like just crazy shit pops in my head and it gives me stuff to draw I usually wouldn't draw. So it's stuff outside my wheelhouse or just random stuff and it just people love it. I love doing it. It's a lot of work, but it's all worth it. It's just so much fun. It's always tough during that month, but I'm always glad that I did it. So yeah, lots,
yeah.
but a lot more to come.
Quick shout out. Prayers to Documentor's mom and dad. Man, they in the path of the storm, he said. So
Oh
you know what I'm
man.
saying? Me too.
Yeah,
Me too. So
Definitely,
yeah.
bro. Quick
Be
prayer
safe.
and
Doc.
Mama Doc, man. Definitely be safe, man.
Yep.
Be super safe, because I know that. Yeah, bro. Hey, Doc, you need me. You already know where I'm at, bro.
Yeah,
You know I'm here, man. So
for
definitely,
sure.
like, let me know and keep me in tune with what's going down, man. Before we actually jump into today's festivities, real quick, again, we always got to do this. Pay homage to where we get these stuff, these figures and these comics from. I'm gonna go through them real quick here, starting off with my man Ray over there at Underground Figures. If you were looking for it, he got it for you. No NRD, full transparency when it comes to shipping and handling. Make sure you sign up for that newsletter so you're always up to date as to what he has going on over there. Again, tell him I sent you and he'll definitely take care of you. Also, want to give a quick shout out to my man Ray over there at Hawkworth Toys. Again, he gives you a nice little care package. The figure, stickers, comic book as well. Got all those grill pieces. If you're looking for it, he'll find it for you. He got you. Definitely also a proud sponsor of the Figure Flex Fridays Fall Fallout. So definitely give him a shout out as well. Also, watch his sixth. Again, everybody out there, put your prayers out there for Jacob. Jacob is on the way to the hospital. I don't know necessarily what it is. I don't know if it's a family. Yeah, don't know if it's family oriented or if it's, so he definitely said that he's on his way to the hospital, whatever. So
Oh
again,
man.
prayers out to him. Hope everything is
Prayers to him, Lord.
send
Watch
that
over
energy
him.
out there, man. Hopefully everything is
Man.
cool with him. But definitely comic relief, comic collectibles, comics, 1/10 scale, 1/12 scale, anything you're looking for, he got it for you. So definitely want to give a super duper shout out to him. And last but not least, if you were looking for an incredible display, got to talk about my man Brian Wong over there at Maji Case, Maji Space. Again, he'll definitely take care of you and make sure that you have everything that you need. Hit him up, and he definitely Got you. Let me say what's up to the chat real quick, and then we're gonna dive in because, like Vinny said, we got some teams to definitely talk about. We're gonna warm y'all up though, because the main topic is going to definitely be one of those things where it's going to be divisive. Jay, did you see the Joker yet? Joker 2? You saw it?
Come on, bro.
Yeah, okay. All right. So we'll talk about that briefly. Before we jump in, we got my man Malika Bane in the building. Thank you for being here. We got my man Tobar in the building. Charlie the Unicorn is here with us, man, as always. We got my man Keaton Car 89. He said, I'm wondering if you ordered that seated Batman. I didn't get it yet. I didn't order it yet. It's too much out there right now, man. Too much going on. So I definitely didn't pre-order it yet. I will, but I kind of knew it wasn't going to be available to next, especially the way they've pushed back everything to kind of make sure that the Batmobile was up on point. So definitely want to put that out there. Who else we got? Amber May is in the building. Thank you for being here, Amber, as always. Who else we got? Tijuana Mike is in the building. Pedro Lopez is in the building. Charlie the Unicorn, my man Docinator is in the building as always. He said, good evening, fellas. Hope all y'all stay safe, Jedi Pimp. My mom's and dad are down there in the path of that storm. So definitely prayers are for everybody, man. Hopefully everything gets going and everything is cool. We got my man Malika Mabane in the building. Thank you for being here, brother. Valkyrie Magnus is here with us as well. We got Mauler 2745 is in the building. Thank you for being here as well. Who else do we got in here with us? Striker 47 is in here with us. Thank you for being here as always. My man Bruce Leroy's Glow is in the building. Thank you for being here, bro. We definitely appreciate that. Start with this one. So we're gonna definitely start with this one. Dynamic Duo animated series, animation. Vinny, because I was talking to you about this earlier, and I was, again, this is one of the questions that I have, and I guess this basically answers the question for me. Like, do you think, and I was like, with this, well, first of all, explain this, because the thing is, like, it was new to me. Yeah. I did a little bit of research on it. I know there was going to be an animation, but I didn't know what animation style they were choosing. So explain to me what is going on. Explain. If people don't know and they don't understand what's going on with this, let them know.
So Dynamic Duo is going to be a story about Dick Grayson and Jason Todd. But the controversial thing about this is it's going to be a story of them growing up together as orphan thieves. So already there is a bit of a change to at least Dick's backstory. But this will not be live action. This will be a animated feature from a new to me studio called Momo Studios, and apparently they have this creative blend of 3D traditional and CG art style mixed with puppets and some live action scenes. So apparently it's supposed to be something unlike the most animated features that we've seen before. So it might not quite look like Spider-Verse or Pixar or anything that we've seen quite yet. I've seen a bit of a reel that they had put together of some of the other smaller projects. I think this is the first major film that they'll be doing, but I believe it's supposed to be a theatrical release, but it's not. It has not been official if it's going to be part of the DCU or not. So we're not sure if this is going to actually be like a spin-off or side story to whatever's going on in Brave and Bold, or this is just going to be just an entirely independent thing. But it's a very odd and weird and unique decision. So that's what it is, and we'll get into what that means.
I don't think it's really unique because they're taking pieces of Gotham by Gaslight. Because in Gotham by Gaslight, Dick and Jason were thieves. Mm-hmm. They were orphans.
I mean the animation style.
Oh, yeah.
Well. Animation style is supposed to be unique. I haven't seen Gotham by Gaslight, but they made Dick an orphan in Gotham by Gaslight as well. Not I know he's an orphan from his parents with the Flying Graysons, but
right.
But running with Jason, that's not from the
comics. Off the rip. That's not from the comics. That's from Gotham by Gaslight. So it's like,
okay. It's see if it's kind of hard
like that version either.
Because if it's not part of DCU, then all right, cool. It's just another out of the dark animation story, and that's cool. That's fine. That's whatever. But if it is supposed to be part of it, then that's a little frustrating
Problem. Yep.
because all right, if you're skipping ahead to Damien, then obviously the pushback is going to be, yeah, Damien is cool, but what about Dick? What about Jason? What about Tim?
Exactly.
And you're skipping, three of the Robins lineage, and to go all the way, fast forward to Damien. And if you're going to like say that they already exist in that world, cool. But I figured, all right, let's circle back and make a movie, a prequel about, or a spin-off about like
About
whatever
them.
Nightwing is
Right.
doing, whatever Robin, or just Robin's doing as Tim,
Right.
whatever Red Hood is doing. If you want to do those as like separate things, that'd be dope. But if you're going to like kick all their side story to the curb and do it as an animation joint, um, the people who are see the animation joint are people who already know their story anyway. So if you're telling if you want to tell these Robin stories, the average viewer, average Joe isn't going to see nothing unless it's live action. Spider Verse is a very, very, very rare exception to the animation rule. Usually,
Right.
most people like, I ain't watching a cartoon. That's just how people are. It's fucked up.
Right.
Just how
Yeah.
people are. So like, who's this for? Is this for people who already were Robin fans? Like, that's nothing to really help you flesh out the DCU if that's what the purpose is, because you skipped over them. So I would have preferred them to do a live action spinoff if you're going to, try to catch people up to speed to the mythos of the Bat family, to prepare you for Brave and Bold, or to spin off and flesh that out. But if you're going to flesh out the Brave and Bold stuff with animation joints, you're only going to be preaching to the choir.
Exactly. Exactly.
So I mean, but I guess, see, the way it seems to me, bro, and when just hearing it, it sounds to me like, again, it's Gunn trying to. It's almost like he wants to be so different.
Too different.
Like way too different, bro. And look, I'm all for, doing your own interpretation or trying something new. I'm for that. But the problem that I have with that, bro, is that you're trying something new or you're doing this, but is it necessary to take away from the lore and to completely change everything, bro? And they're taking liberties to do it. And it seems like, again, because Warner Brothers, and we say this all the time, bro, like I don't mind it. I don't mind the artist's interpretation, but why it's like it seems like everybody is skipping over, some very important characters, and it's like Damon's always been like they're making him more important, which I understand, but
right.
It's like he shouldn't be that important, not right now.
No.
It goes back to what I've been saying for, I feel like beating a dead horse here, but a lot of these creators just keep skipping ahead to whatever's current.
Hate it. Right.
And it's like, all right, well, there's so many stories that they're like, oh, well, this is what's going on now. Let's make the movie about this. And then but you're skipping 60 plus years of continuity of things that happen to make this decision exist in the first place. Like, if you start with Damien as your first Robin in live action for the DCU, it kind of takes away from the importance of that, because it's like adopting because you couldn't have a kid, adopting, and then you finally like have a natural born kid, and it's like that hits a little bit different than like, all right, you had a kid and then you just adopted some more. Like the fact that Bruce didn't have any children and he adopted this kid he's seen his parents killed, and they took him in. It was so bizarre and sick, and like this weird dichotomy. But like, it wouldn't quite make sense to do if he had already had a son. You know what I mean? Like, it wouldn't have made as much sense. I don't know that makes like sense. So sense. Not to say that that's going to be where like they're going to be adding Robins after the fact, but the point is, when you get to, but this Robin is his kid, his actual kid, that is taken away now, because that's where you're starting, where most people are going to be starting watching these movies, because for many people, unless you've seen it in a live action movie, it doesn't exist. So when people see Damian as Robin, they're gonna be like, their only versions of Robin are really pretty much this and 66 show. Like, I don't even think most people even really think about Chris O'Donnell. Like, they think about, the 66 show and maybe some comics, and they'll be like, oh, that was his son all the time. I thought it was like adopted or something. So it's just odd. Now, don't get me wrong, like, Damian is such an incredible character, and it's so dope. But you're not building up to him, and that's part of this. That's part of this. The worry here is, like, this man has this, like, short window where he's under contract for, like, just a few more years, and if any of these movies flops, he may be gone. So it's like he doesn't have time to go start with Dick and build up, a 10-year plan for Batman. It's like he has to do what he wants to do now, and then just figure it out later. So it's like the time issue is kind of like probably affecting the creativity of the DCU, because they feel like they're on the clock, and if they don't hurry up and come up with billion-dollar movies right away, and they feel like that's the way to do it, is do what's current in the comics, then they won't ever have a shot. So it screws up their opportunity to flesh these characters out, in a traditional way. So they're doing shit like this where, all right, let's do a spin-off story to paint the back picture, which is cool. Like, that's fine, but do it live action.
That's what I'm saying.
Do a live action spin-off of Batman after. I would have did it like, all right, you want to jump right to Damian, cool, but then, like, let's get it even an HBO Max movie where it's where it's a Nightwing movie, and do it right. I mean, come on, you were going to.
You can't fast forward everything, man, especially when it comes down to these characters, bro.
And that's the problem.
Too much history, too diverse, too deep. Each one of them have a different deep history with Batman and how they got there. So you're just going to skip those main three and go to Damian because he's your seed.
And the other big issue
is more of a son to Bruce than Damian is, to be honest with you.
Right. I mean, then you lose all that hostility between Damian and the pecking order of the other Robins, like disrespecting. You lose that disrespect with Nightwing, and then eventually earning it, and you know what I mean. Like, you lose all that. It's just, and don't get me wrong. Like, again, I think going current and then backtracking is not a bad idea. It's just I feel like that this isn't doing that, because I always said, like, they don't have to build up to an Avengers movie. They could just do a Justice League movie and then do spin-off and other, like, that'd be cool. But if you're skipping ahead with the Robins, then, and having those Robins just exist in that world, cool. But I feel like the live action way is a better way to flesh out the Bat family, because there's so much wasted opportunity. You think Sony's wasting the fucking Spider-Man characters? The Bat family has been just absolutely ignored, and all we ever keep getting is just Batman punching and growling. Year after fucking year, and there's so much more reason. There's so much more to him and why people love him than just that he has cool cars.
And that's the thing, bro. Like, they a rose gallery of family members that would, and it's complex, that would make for such an incredible story. But it's almost like they're scared to do it because they feel as though the focus would be taken off of. And I'm like, well, how? Like, it's a huge part of the character. Like, it's definitely it's a huge part. So and again, bro, like I said, I'm not trying to look, not saying that, I don't want to challenge James Gunn's decision making, but he has to understand, like, you have some little fans out there that have been waiting for a chance to see the Wayne family, or to basically see the Bat family on screen, in a decent interpretation. You have to build up, like, you have, like, take your time and do these stories the right way, and then lead up to Damon. You don't have to basically do everything all at once, because you're skipping, because people are going to ask questions like, well, what about, you know what I mean? Or how does this make sense? So it's going to be very controversial. I don't know how they're going to do it, but it is what it is, bro.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of what's going on here. They're trying to jump into kind of as close to what the DC Comics universe is now, and then just figure everything else out. And there's some ways where that's going to be a really good idea, and there's some ways where that's going to be problematic. And I just feel like this is very interesting, but it's problematic.
Well, Doc was saying that. Oh no, Pedro was saying that the traveling circus thing doesn't exist anymore, like traveling circuses or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that might be an issue, but you still got Universal Soul Circus that still comes around every year, and it's another one. I don't think it's Barnum and Bailey anymore. It's another circus that comes here that we kind of get every year that still has that old school pizzazz to it, and
I don't know,
kids
man.
still love it.
I don't see a lot of people running to go see a penguin show, but it worked.
Yeah.
I mean,
bro, like even if you don't,
it's good.
if you
People come.
yeah, bro, and even if you don't do a traveling circus, if you want to modify the story, slightly to make it more modern,
it could be gymnasts that got killed.
it can be gymnasts, or basically have him part of, what is it, the American Ninjas, or you know what I mean, something like that, or make it like parkour, like where he's basically a parkour. Him and his family are part of like a parkour or whatever, or actually have a family of stuntmen and women.
Right.
You know what I mean? Something like that. You can modernize it a certain way. That change, I think, would be more welcomed than just saying that you're going to make it. Bro, it doesn't. I don't know. I don't know.
The Fall Guy setup, man. I didn't think I was going to like that movie. I like the old TV show. I grew up with the TV show. But the movie, bro, like that could have happened to the Graysons. The way that they had the Fall Guy stuff in the movie. It could have happened to them, man. And that could have led him to meet up with Bruce.
Yeah.
So it's ways to modernize a circuit, the whole circus.
There's a way to basically do it. Hell, they've been changing stories for so long. So it is what it is. I don't know. We just gotta wait and see. I guess. Look, Gun's gonna do what he wants to do. Gun's going gun. So we just gotta kind of look at it that way. Gun's going gun. Gun's gonna do what he wants to do. So let the chef cook. Do who knows? We might get an interesting story, but
might wind up being the Spider-Verse of the DC. Hopefully, it works out. But it's just like I said, it's there's issues to be resolved with the.
Oh yeah, definitely, bro.
Definitely. So hopefully they are resolved. So trust me, I want to. We all just want to see dope Bat family stories.
Yeah. That's what we want. We want to see dope Bat stories. We want to see, and we want to see the success. It's not like we want to see him lose. We definitely want to see him win. You know what I mean? Like, I would love to see him win, but I mean, again, like you said, man, he only has, his stake in his contract is only for a certain amount of time. You know what I mean? So, what's going to happen? Like, what are we doing? You know what I mean? What are we doing at this point, bro? So it's just like a wait and see type of situation. We'll see how it goes and just rock with it that way. But speaking of DC, speaking of DC, bro, Vinny and Jason, we never asked for a Penguin show. We never did. In the very beginning, we never asked for it.
But it's
something that we never wanted. You know what I mean? We're not to say we didn't want it, but it wasn't high up on the list. And we were wondering how they would tell the story. And if that story would basically make sense, if it would be a story that we would be invested in. You know what I mean? If it would be something that was interesting for a character that was, bro, like they're making, what they're doing with this show is nothing short of phenomenal. Like literally. It is literally the dopest show on TV right now in so many aspects. It's so dope, bro, because every episode is engaging. Every episode is you're invested in the characters. You feel for, bro. I never thought that I was basically going to feel for the Penguin. I never, you know what I mean? I didn't, bro. I never thought that I would be so. And the thing is, he's a terrible person. He's definitely a terrible person, but you're cheering for him, bro. The entire time. Like
the same thing.
You're cheering. You're basically cheering for this character. Like you want to see this character win. You know what I mean? You definitely want to see him win. You want to see him, make it. You want to see his progression and where he's going to go. And obviously, they're setting him up to be a very important character. I was watching an interview today, and they were talking about how they're taking him through these stages with this show because he is definitely going to be an intricate part for the film.
Mhm.
They knew where they wanted to go with the next film, but they didn't know how they were going to build this character up that would make sense. And I'm glad they did it as a show, so it will make sense once we get to the film. But bro, they are doing such a phenomenal job with this show. You know, they are, bro. And I'm sorry, bro. She's like almost MVP. Like I fucking love her, bro. I'm sorry.
She's getting better and better.
She's getting better and better, bro.
Every episode, bro.
And I'm gonna tell you like this also, bro. Like on some real shit, just to keep it all the way a stack and keep it 100.
Mhm.
Like they said this, and people have been saying this for some time, but I was like, yo, nah, I'm not. You know, I don't want to throw this dude's name in a hat at all for any other role. But
Mhm.
bruh, I can now see him as Miles. I'm sorry. I can. I can
Yeah.
see him play a Miles. I can see him play a Miles because
a better fade, a better
with
fade.
a better fade. And in just yeah, definitely a better. But in this episode alone, bro,
Mhm.
like the interaction with his family,
Yeah.
it was like almost purposely done.
Yeah.
It was
It
very,
was like
very Miles-esque.
it was
Yeah.
Miles-esque, bro, and it was almost purposely done. And this dude can act his
And he's
ass
a
off,
smart
bro.
kid. He's a
Yeah,
smart
he is.
kid.
He is.
Yeah.
He can
Yeah.
act his ass off,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
I fucking love this show, bro. I can't. Colin Farrell, bro. If he doesn't win an Emmy or a
Yo,
Golden
Oscar.
Globe,
Oscar, bro.
well,
Oscar,
bro,
dog.
he
I don't even see. You don't even see Colin. You don't even hear
you
Colin
don't,
Farrell.
you don't,
If you don't
you
know
don't.
that it's him, you be like, "Who is this new guy? Who's this guy?" You
Yeah,
don't even know that it's him, bro. So it's like,
nah,
he deserves an Oscar, bro. Like,
he does. He definitely deserves an Emmy or a Golden Globe.
something, bro. Something.
Because he's killing it, bro. I want
Right.
this show to be as popular or even more popular than The Bear, bro, because this
Yeah.
definitely deserves it. And I'm gonna tell you, it's not that I don't like The Bear, bro, because I like The Bear. The only thing is, bro, how many times can you yell on a show, bro?
Oh, God,
And get,
I guess,
I mean, I got, bro, like
I
literally
guess a
this
lot.
last season almost cast me out because that's all they did was yell and get angry. Like he
There's a
has
lot.
anger issues, bro, and it's way too much. It's to the point where it gives you anxiety watching them.
Right.
But
That's a lot.
it is. But this show, bro, is everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's everything. What did you think about yesterday's episode, V?
To go into a Sunday night is usually a sad event because you know you got the week coming up.
Yep.
But not for me because
Football's over.
Sunday nights mean new episodes of From and new episodes of Penguin, and that's the two best shows on TV right now. And if Colin Harry Parnell deserves an Emmy for what he's doing in this season of From, he is fucking killing it. But it's a fire ass 1-2 punch. I felt like the weak link on the show was Vic until last night, and then he just really won me over. And I feel like the perspective of the flood from the beginning of
my god, bro,
was better than the film.
It was
better than the film. Like you almost forgot.
The people infected.
I almost forgot just like how fucked
bad
up
that shit
was
was.
in the Batman. Like it didn't really feel that way, but like during that episode, I was just like, oh yeah, that's right. That was some no man's land type fucked up shit, and you felt so much more in that cold open than you did in the whole. To me, anyways. He was great, and I loved. All right, I love that blend of. All right, you talk about grounding. You are not only in a mafioso type of world, but you are viewing the shows through, at least in this episode, through the eyes of someone who isn't necessarily in that world. So like a viewer at home, you have this idea of what that world is like that you just see on TV. Like thinking that like, all right, if I'm in with these mobsters and I don't want to be done, they're going to kill me. Like, and he's like, what the fuck you think this is, TV? Like, he had it all wrong. Like Penguin was just, his feelings were hurt, but like he wouldn't have killed him if he wanted to leave. But that was what was going on through his mind. It was just so dope. That anxiety of like, I'm at the fork in the road. Do I want to go down this way or do I want to go down this way? And
Yeah.
it's this great parallel between the two
Yeah.
characters, because here you have this man who is and was nobody, who all he wants is like, fuck you, pay me, give me mine, I want to be somebody. And then you have this kid who feels like he's supposed to feel like that, but his just because that's how people are some are, but some don't really truly feel that way. And you have his dad saying, yo, what we have is enough. We got each other. We got enough to we got food on the table, roof over our heads. You don't need to be the boss. You don't need to have all these materialistic things. So he's at this crossroads, but yet at the same time he has someone who's influencing him down the dark path versus the way his father was down a good path. And that's why it's so funny you bring up the mobster, because this really is like his dad and his uncle. Like there's like the Prowler and his pops. It's two different fucking like, and he's very at an influential stage of his growth. And I just love the way that they fleshed that out. It's like everybody's game just steps up every episode.
Every episode, bro. Like
that scene at the end with
emotion, bro.
That scene at the end where he's like damn near in tears. It's like, all right, I want more. So the fuck what? Like, this is nothing to you. Like, all right, so I want to be manager at Target. All right, well, I've been the stock boy. Like, to me, manager is more money. Like, it's something. Shit.
Yeah.
You're the district manager. Like, of course it don't mean nothing to you, but I'm just a fucking nobody. Fuck you.
Yeah.
So
exactly, bro.
Every all of us have been there. We're like, we just are trying, scraping to be better and have more for ourselves. You got his mom bitching at him like, you go be somebody. You got her acting her ass off, like not trusting him, all the shit she went through before she went. And then on top of all that, you have this little sliver of comic book shit with, yo, is that the fucking fear toxin in those fucking mushrooms? Like, yo, what is that what it is? Or is it something totally different? I love that they're making it like ambiguous as to what really is going on with that.
Yeah.
And it's like, wait, it's on mushrooms. Wait, was Poison Ivy part of this? Like,
like what is this? Like they don't tell you what it is.
I like that. I like those little subtle Easter eggs. Like, yo,
it's
can't
really,
be the fear
cool.
toxin. Where's Scarecrow at? Like, yo, he got it. He has to exist now in this world somewhere.
Yeah.
I love it, and I also love. We're going to get to it later, but there's huge parallels here because this is perspective storytelling, and we are being manipulated. This is perspective storytelling. This is a fucking villain. Yep. So we are going to get to a point where he does some irredeemable shit. Like, Vic, you are in trouble. Because there's only one character on the show people are going to turn on him for fucking over. And that's Vic. So they're making Vic lovable so that way when Penguin does his penguin shit, it's going to be horrible and awful. And we just have a very polarizing film right now that says, hold on, this is not a fucking hero. Chill the fuck out. And we're going to see that in the show, I assume, because they're going to take you through a journey that is going to, like, they're not trying to build up all these fucking rogues galleries to be guys you don't want to see Batman fuck up and put in Arkham. You're going to want the audience to turn on this dude, but until you get there, they're going to put you on an emotional roller coaster of who he is and how you got to where he gets to. And I love it because there's a lot of characters in the rogues gallery that I would have chose before Penguin to do a solo show on, and they're selling me on one of the least popular. Like, I've never been like, I wish they did a Penguin movie.
Yeah,
I like Penguin, but I've never really looked at him as like one of my favorites of the rogues gallery. But he's killing it.
Yeah, you never looked at him as, and it's because it's a masterclass of storytelling. This is how you tell an actual story and how it makes sense because you're invested in the actual characters and all the role players, everybody who's basically involved in it. You're invested in these individuals, because again, as bad as they are, here's the thing, because it parallels like even The Sopranos. We knew that the motherfuckers were doing some bad shit, but we still rooted for them, bro, because it's like it made for a good story. You were behind them, bro. Just like Sons of Anarchy. We know the motherfuckers was a bunch of racist cats in a certain aspect of it, but you're still rooting for him because you're like, wait a minute. At least they're working with certain gangs to get to an end game. But that's what I'm saying, bro. Like it's a master class of telling a great story using like a almost C or D list character who you've now elevated.
Right.
You know what I mean? And Colin is definitely killing it.
Listen,
Making it's bro, it's incredible. Like
phenomenal, bro.
and it feels that's the thing is in which many you already know what we're going to get to later, but part of the process is to make it feel as real as possible, as if it's an existing aspect of it. You're humanizing the actual characters. Those stakes become our stakes, and we can see it as something that's real and tangible. It's not fake, and that's the thing is you see it, and it even basically it has like an aspect of reality that you might be dealing with or you've seen, you can associate yourself with. It's like you can smell the essence of that world that they're building, and that's the importance of telling an actual story. And I think that sometimes we forget that because we're so invested in, and again, keep in mind that a lot of these stories, whether it's from the cinematic universe or if it's basically on a Disney Plus or well, not Disney Plus, but on HBO Max, or if they're telling it from the aspect of a streaming service, they've already let you know that these are else world stories. If all we basically looked at was punches and powers, like we always say, bro, if we looked at that and that was the aspect, where do we go from there? Because you get stuck in that, you get stuck in that particular trope. This is what you expect from the film, that when you get something completely different, you can't accept it because you're so used and programmed and conditioned to see something that you're used to, that when you get something different, you're never going to be used to it. Like the instinct of the human condition is to complain about it and say it doesn't work for you. I want what's normal. I want to see what's already, because we become complacent with our viewing. It is.
Now, I've never thought I would witness, especially with the character of Penguin, because he's always been looked at like a bit of like a joke kind of sort of when it comes to one of Batman's rogues, like this little midget carbo pot, whatever. Let me just kick him one time in the face, and was he gonna hit me with an umbrella? Should be with an umbrella. He's always been to me, like one of the like least worried about of his rose gallery. But to see how they have done it with this live action version of him with this perfect chemical mix of Tony Soprano, Scarface, and John Gotti, and put them all into one character, they have made an immense, magical gangster character for this freaking show. And I think that Colin can do no wrong as his character, man. He has put himself in it 128%, dude.
Yeah.
And then to have an actor like that being surrounded by a good story, that's a home run, bro. That's a home run. You get all the meat and potatoes in between the Batman and Batman 2, explaining how Penguin rose to power in Gotham City.
Bro, anytime you can take me I'm so invested in the journey that I completely forget about Batman or who else. Anytime you take me on that journey, because again, I'm watching this and not once am I thinking about, are they going to come across Bruce Wayne? Are we going to see Commissioner Gordon? Are we going to see this particular? No, I'm not invested in that. You know what I mean? I'm so invested in this underworld that I'm just like, like everything about it is just completely fantastic. I'm in this world. I can't wait to see what's next. You know what I mean? And that again, it's Chef's Kiss too, like incredible writing. They are definitely, Matt Reeves is definitely killing this, with his crew, and again, like I honestly, bro, like I've been watching these episodes and then going back and watching the Batman because don't get me wrong, I love the Batman. I love his interpretation. But for me, I've been more invested in this show because it just feels a certain way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I can't explain it, but to be so invested in Sophia Falcone, bro. I love her story because she's scary good.
And I'm glad that they changed her character from the comics to this one.
Yeah.
Because in the comics, he's cock diesel. What's he, 6'4", 6'3", red hair? Like
Yeah.
this is what we needed in the Sophia for like live action. So I'm glad they did it this way.
Yeah, bro.
And also, man, it's like I ain't gonna lie, yo. I'll say my bad. I'll take the blame on this one. I never
My bad
thought
Monday. Yeah.
Word is born like this. I'll say my bad on this one all day long. I never thought that a story would work in Gotham City about a criminal with not having Batman stop him at least once from doing something wrong, or Commissioner Gordon coming to find him for doing something wrong. This is crazy how good this is working, and we haven't even seen Batman or heard a police siren yet. I don't think in this show, and I did not think that with in that aspect the show would work. But like you said earlier, because of good writing and the actors that this writing is engulfing around the story, it's making everything work so smooth. You don't gotta see Batman until season 3.
Yeah.
If it even goes that far, you know what I'm saying? So this the way this show was written, the way it's moving, man, it made me a believer, man, because I definitely think I thought it wasn't gonna work,
Yeah.
and it's killing it. I will
Bro.
say my bad all day.
They are definitely taking this to a place where
Yeah.
you're like, oh damn.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that it's fucked up because, bro, I forgot that she was actually in the Sopranos as well. So of course she was in a couple episodes. I forgot all about that shit. So of course she's bringing her experience from that into this and fucking killing it, bro.
Right.
Like fucking killing it, bro. And she also bro, all of them, the entire cast so far deserves like nomination, bro. And bro, you know who they're bringing in as Falcone when they basically go back and do a flashback. You know who's playing him in this series, right? Mark Strong.
Oh, word?
Yeah. You got to see how they're going to make him look. I mean, I didn't want to. Well, they're going to bring him in as a flashback. Hold on. I mean, because he's going to be in it, but you don't know to what capacity. But this is what he's going to look like.
Yeah.
You see it?
Yeah, that's dope.
You see? And he's an incredible actor, bro. Because you know why I say he's going to work? Anybody who's basically ever seen Kick-Ass.
Oh, wow.
If you've seen Kick-Ass, then you know he's going to work perfectly. He is, bro. It's fucking going to be incredible, bro. I fucking love this show. I love it. I love this show. I definitely love it, bro. So I cannot wait. But yeah, man, if y'all aren't watching it,
he'll kill it.
Yeah, he'll definitely kill it. If you ain't watching it,
do
know that is the show to see every Sunday, man. They are definitely killing it, bro. They're definitely killing it. Vinny, moving into this, man, we got to move into the creator of the week, and we are talking about none other than the one and only J. Michael Straczynski. And again, like bro, like it's some of the books that I'll say my bad on this because I didn't realize who he was in the books, and just going to research as soon as you brought it up, I was like, okay,
I was unfamiliar with the game.
Yeah, like I was like, yo, okay, damn. Like, all right.
I could tell when I was mentioning them that you didn't know, but I knew that you knew. I was waiting to realize you knew.
I was like, yo, okay. Oh, he wrote this? He wrote this too?
Yeah.
Like some of the most prolific comics that I actually have right now, whether it's Cap, Spider-Man, bro, like literally. He's wrote some bangers, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Absolutely.
Civil War? Fuck. You know what I mean? Bro, like one of the most important, bro, literally, if y'all don't know who I'm talking about, I mean, you know, again, we're talking about, but if you know the book, one of the most important books out there, bro, this shit right here, come on, man. Really? I was like, oh, shit. Okay. Let's go, V. Let's go.
Yeah. I talk often about like when I was kind of burnt out for a minute and I came back with Bendis and Ennis, but right around that time, a little bit after it, that is when he jumped on Amazing Spider-Man. He wrote the infamous 9/11 black cover issue of Spider-Man. He was involved. He was writing Amazing Spider-Man at that time. He has he worked with John Romita Jr. and did a lot of very, very, very iconic Spider-Man stories during that stretch. He is, like his stuff on Spidey was just like, all right, cool. Let me check out what else he's done, and we'll get into the Marvel and DC stuff in a second. But he has some of my favorite. I should have sent you scans of these, but favorite indie Marvel comics. He wrote Rising Stars. Rising Stars with Gary Frank was absolutely one of. All right, anybody ever looking for something different that's superhero themed, but it's different? Please pick up this book. This is one of my, for 20 plus years, I've been recommending this book to people. A meteor hits Earth, and 44 different, people who were in utero, who were fetuses at the, with pregnant mothers, like when they were born, they had powers. The plot twist in this book, you've seen it kind of like different versions of it in stories since, but their powers are tied to each other. And eventually one of them found out that when one of them dies, everybody else gets stronger. So it became a mystery book because they were going around killing other superpowered, heroes, and they had to find unique ways because they were all pretty OP, and you had to find ways to kill each character. The art was incredible. The story was incredible. You had just it was so outside the box. It was just awesome. And then from there, I jumped to Midnight Nation. Midnight Nation was this incredible, book with him and Gary Frank that had a lot of ghost and mystery themes. It was just some of the best and first, I was at that time, comic books only. Like, I didn't really read too much stuff that wasn't superhero related, and this got me outside of that. So Straczynski's stuff was just brilliant writing. This is somebody with a Hollywood background. Like he's done treatments for Masters of the Universe, the old Cartoon Network one that they did. He's wrote, he helped write Thor, the first film. He wrote Underworld Awakening. He did a film called Changeling. He wrote Ninja Assassin. He worked on World War Z. So this is a Hollywood guy, kind of like Kevin Smith, who came to write comics because he was always a comic book head. But yes, all right. So Amazing Spider-Man. He's worked on Thor. He's worked on Fantastic Four. He's Superman Earth One. Those hardback ones. Like, he wrote that trilogy. Philosopher. Like, Gary Frank is that's my guy. He's on my Mount Rushmore. So their stuff together. Like, he was where I found him. And he did a Watchmen treatment. He did Wonder Woman. He also did Supreme Power. Now, Supreme Power kind of wasn't it wasn't the first iteration, but it was a modern spin on Squadron Supreme, which was their boys, which was their Justice League. It had Hyperion. It had the Atlanta Blur. It had had all the Justice League-esque characters, and it was done in a way that was like Boys, but just way toned down. Like, imagine if Superman landed on Earth and the government found him instead of Mom and Pa Kent, and they raised him with agents pretending to be his parents, so that way he was indoctrinated to love America, and so that way when he got older he'd want to be a soldier. Just brilliant shit. And this is all Straczynski just nailing it. Just flexing, He's just absolutely dope. Very few books I've ever picked up with his name on the cover that I didn't enjoy. Usually, I mean, my comic book shop guy knows, like, if Straczynski's working on a new book, and he throws it in my pile because he knows I'll probably want it. He's one of my favorite writers. He's been the beast for a very long time. And I never feel like he does too much. Like he doesn't really spread himself thin. He works on projects that that are deliberate, that he has something in mind to do, and he tells the story and gets out. He's a beast. If you aren't up on J. Michael Straczynski, remedy that. He's dope.
Yeah, bro. Like some of the most incredible like Earth One, bro.
Yep.
Earth One, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Earth One was like definitely, an incredible book, bro. Do you have Earth One, Jay? I think he's delayed. Are you on mute? I can't hear you.
I don't see him on my screen.
You don't? Hold on. Ooh. Here you go. Here you go.
I don't know if
you hear?
Can hear me.
Yeah,
I hear you. You hear us?
All right. Yeah. I hear you.
Earth One, bro.
Yeah. It's a great book. I have that.
Yeah.
I have that whole series, man.
Yeah, bro. But yeah, like
that Superman book before. That's my junk right there.
Yeah, bro. Earth One is an incredible book, bro.
Yo, I didn't even realize that's who we were talking about tonight because the book is fire, bro.
It is.
I have that.
It is. But then, I'm having my bad moment because I forgot all about it.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
That's why it's my bad Monday, man.
That's it. This is the one that doesn't get its flowers like it should.
Yeah.
But like this version of Superman, bro, this is a whole new take on him, man. And it's a younger version as well. But this is raw, man. I love this book. I did not realize that he was the writer, bro. Like this is a dope. See, I have the first. It's 3 thick books, I think. But it's a 6-book series, right? Is it 6?
It's 3. These are 3. There's like 3 hardbacks. Yeah.
Hardback, yes. I have those 3 books, man. That one with Hyperion. No, he's not Hyperion. What the hell is his name?
Yeah. There's a Supreme Power book with Hyperion. Yeah.
Was that the King Hyperion version?
Yeah, he had the black and gold suit. The suit was black with the gold cape.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be it. Yeah.
Yeah, that one, bro. Like this dude he's a hell of a writer, man. Like if you can still find this one, this 3-book series, I recommend it, bro.
Yeah.
I recommend it. It's one of the best that I've got in my Superman collection.
Yeah. Definitely pick up the Supreme Power Trade, pick up Rising Suns, and pick up Midnight Nation. Those are stellar reads.
Now Rising Suns, I slept on that. I've got to dig that one up. I'm going to find that this week.
It is so you will love it. It's familiar but different. And
hearing your synopsis on
that
one just messed me
up. I feel like a lot of people ripped it off for the past 20 years. Like, this is what
it was just recently ripped off with the return, or actually if you read it in Marvel right now, released recently, like maybe a few months back, there was a run on so there was different individuals who received the Sentry's powers. There was one kid who basically knew that everybody, so basically like different individuals were for some reason donning the Sentry's power. And what happened was one individual, one of them who became a villain, realized that if he kills off the other one, he gains their powers. So he started going around. Yeah. So exactly. So it was ripping off. They blatantly ripped off this story.
Yeah.
But again, I'm not mad at it because this is one of the dopest stories ever told.
Yeah.
That's I want to see that. I gotta get this book.
And the thing is, it would be hard. I put it this way. As dope as this book is, I don't want to see it in the cinematic universe.
Oh, I've never.
They'll do it wrong.
Because for a minute there, it almost was, and I was thinking like they will fuck this up.
They're gonna do it wrong.
And the ending is more. The book is more cerebral than cool fights. The book has like subcontext and message. Like it's really like it's not artsy.
Fucks you up, bro.
It's not boring, but it's not just like a mindless action. It's deep and it's just
I have to
the
get
story
this.
is beautiful. I feel like Hollywood would like, nah, we got to make it more explosions, more like superhero fights, and like that's not the point of the book. Now, it has
Nah,
plenty of it, but it's not the point.
Mm. I gotta
yeah,
get this, bro, because this one, you know why I passed on this a while of years ago, bro, because I love Captain America too. And I'm like, oh
Mhm.
god, here we go, another Captain America
Yeah.
knockoff. They're taking the book at face value and not knowing the synopsis. I just
Mhm.
passed on it. You know what I'm saying? But now after hearing that,
yeah,
man, listen, I'm gonna dig that. I'm gonna find that somewhere.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
I'll find it somewhere.
absolutely a must read for sure.
Yeah,
You'll dig it.
yeah,
Definitely, man. So if y'all ain't up on it, get up on it, man, because it's
yeah.
definitely something. It's definitely a dope read. It's definitely a dope read, and he's an incredible writer. Like literally, stories are impeccable. That's why I was like, damn, my bad. Now I know. Now I know.
Mhm.
But okay, how do y'all feel about this, Vinny? Because again, definitely something that how do you feel about this, bro? How do y'all feel about this Bane and Deathstroke supposedly film? And would it make sense?
This is not going to work without Bruce Wayne. I don't.
Like,
Okay, Penguin is different. Penguin has always been a joke, to me in the comics. But you got the dude that broke Batman's back, and the other dude that has kicked Batman's ass more than once in a movie together. I Without
what,
Batman,
what sense does that make, though? That's what I'm trying.
none, none.
It's very frustrating because these are two of my favorite DC villains,
Yeah, word,
and,
word.
and they don't have a fucking history together. So what are you doing? Like,
You have the
this will
dude
be
that's
the what, fourth time we've seen Bane in live action, and
right,
and yet again it will not be. I mean,
Bane.
it's like each movie gives us a part of like, all right, we got the Uma Thurman joint where that's his
Yeah,
look. Then we
yeah,
Right.
got the Tom Hardy one where you have his brains, but it's still not like he's still not the boss. And like,
No.
how many versions do we have to add up to get the sum of Bane?
And
And
you got
then you got none. And then you have like Nightfall without Nightfall. Like, so it's really frustrating because Bane
mm,
doesn't like Bane is a genius. He doesn't. He's not some dumb fucking henchman. He doesn't work for Talia. It's like it's time and time again. It's like, yeah, we ain't gonna do Nightfall. It's really frustrating. And then on the other side of the coin, you have Deathstroke. First of all, he's not a fucking Batman villain in the first place. He's a Teen Titans villain. So if you're ever gonna do something with Teen Titans, who the fuck are you gonna use for that film when you should have been saving him for Titans? So it's the one thing that I never was like too stressed over losing with not getting that Affleck flick is Deathstroke is dope, but like
uh,
he's like,
oh no,
you know what he reminds me of?
anti-Joker.
He's like when Spidey and Kingpin is like he borrowed like Kingpin goes around a lot of the villains, and there's sometimes it works and sometimes it's like, nah, like let him stay over here, that's fine. But Deathstroke and Batman, like that is something that is not necessary. Like he has so many other villains,
yeah,
but even if you can get past all that, which is fine, they don't have anything to do with each other. And Deathstroke, what are they going to be doing without Batman? Like Deathstroke is usually a foil. Like usually Deathstroke is fucking with the Justice League, fucking with Teen Titans, or fucking with Batman. Usually he's not just like just doing crime shit on his own. He's like a hitman.
yeah,
It's not like Penguin where he wishes the heroes would just leave him alone. And Bane, he's not necessarily trying to be like a kingpin or a capo either. Like these are people who are
Mm-hmm.
very, very intertwined. Like I can see Penguin just trying to like, yo, Batman, leave me the fuck alone so I can just be a mob.
yeah. Let me
But
just
like
be. I'm not messing up. You know what I mean? But yeah, I get it.
these two are more like Venom. They need their hero. Like there's some villains that work as a side over here shit. Morbius, that worked as a, yo, like leave me alone. I just want to like go be over here. and he just like Spider-Man just gets in his way. Batman don't get Bane came after Batman. Like Batman didn't get in his way. Like Batman doesn't get in Deathstroke's way. It's not like Batman is like chasing down Deathstroke all the time. Deathstroke hunts these motherfuckers. Without like these are people who need the heroes to play off of.
Yeah.
So this is very weird. They don't fucking work together. They're both very, very, very fucking independent. These are two people you wouldn't think on a supervillain team. Like these aren't people you would put on the Legion of Doom.
Unless the intentions is for us. I don't know, because I don't know how this is going to work if you don't have Batman in it to make it make sense, because then I can see them actually crossing paths.
Yeah.
It's not like they're heading up some criminal underground organization that ties them together.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's the only other way. So where is this? And I'm just, again, I guess it's one of the things you trust the process, but it's still like, how long do we keep having to do we have to keep saying this shit all the time? I guess we got to trust the process and just wait and see.
Yeah.
Because by me saying that means that I'm settling for you not giving us really, just that connective and kinetic tissue between Batman and these two individuals makes a lot of sense. And if we're not getting that, then I don't know, bro.
The other thing too is, I know this isn't a very popular opinion. I really love Bane, but Bane and Nightfall are kind of synonymous. That story was absolutely brilliant, and we both know that they're not going to do that story again, especially after they butchered it in Dark Knight Rises. So, if you're not going to do that story, and I'm not saying that Bane is a one-trick pony, but he doesn't have this like long history of great arcs with Batman. He is like, he shows up and they fight, and it's like they fucked him with that story too, because when Azrael fought him without holding back, it's like, all right, you cut his venom line and then boom, you were like, you figured him out. It was really easy to beat. And then every time Batman's fought him since, just cuts his supply of venom and like that's it. It's not some big like long term gets under your skin villain. It's like you take away the build up to Nightfall with him letting out all those prisoners, showing up in his crib, telling him, "Get dressed, we're gonna rumble," and then you take away the Azrael aspect. Like you break down that story and cherry pick one or two the fucking backbreaking scene of it. You take out Lady Shiva, you take out all the ancillary aesthetics that made that story so great, and then you just have this character, and then you strip away his intelligence. It's like, what do you have left to deal with? And then you can't even use any of that shit. Name one story involving Bane in a Batman comic since Nightfall that you would recommend to somebody.
I got none.
I'll wait.
Yeah, I got none.
So like, what are you gonna draw from? So all right, so put Bane over here. Now with Deathstroke,
saying, like, how many times, even in the books, have Deathstroke and Bane crossed paths?
I don't remember once.
Like, how many times have they legit crossed paths?
Now, if they have in current books that I haven't read up on, all right, cool. But this isn't something that's like a no-brainer. This isn't something that Batman fans would be like, all right, so there's a run that does it. All right, this is what I'm talking about. You take a Tom King run, that means that must have been something past like 2 to 4 years, right? So some relatively recent. This is what I'm talking about. They take some recent ass story and be like, let's just jump forward to this and just fucking like make it work. Plus, I don't. Why put Bane in this? Just make it a fucking Deathstroke movie.
Yeah, just do that.
Have Bane in it. You know what? Put Deathstroke in it. Have him fucking a bunch of other.
Right there.
You threw in 400 different random ass D-listers into the Superman movie. Make a Deathstroke movie where he's fucking up a whole bunch of other B-listers and C-listers, and then make people build up to using him in if not Brave and Bold.
Make him interesting.
Make him Make a movie where he's fucking up everybody and unstoppable, and then have him show up at the end of Brave and Bold after Batman's beat whatever villains in that, and just have him be like, all right, and now everybody knows who he is.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
Yeah. And that's what makes sense. that definitely makes sense. Crossing paths with Bane, it's like, again, the attempt to make Bane a more important. We've already seen that, or a version of Bane twice, but we haven't really gotten a fleshed out Deathstroke on screen, on the big screen. So again, do what makes. Look, at this point, they're going to do what makes sense to them. And the only thing I can think of is if they do a Bane film, who would play Bane? Is it just his attempt to give his boy, you know, a role? You know what I mean? Just to give, you know what I mean? What's his name? Batista a role? You know what I mean? Is it just his way of trying to give? And right now, Batista don't look like Batista. He lost so much weight. He don't look like Bane.
Yep.
Anti-venom Bane right now.
Yeah, bro.
He's
Batista looks like just Tista right now, bro. That's it. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
As hell right now.
Maybe they know something more than what we know. You know, it is what it is. I just. Anyway, everybody in the chat, tell us what you think. If this is going to be something successful, if you're going to rock with it, if it's interesting. And look, I would be interested to see where he's going to go with it, but I don't know. Before we get to the final topic of tonight, we're going to talk about this episode 4 of Agatha. Again, I'm enjoying the show for what it is. I'm enjoying the witch in the journey, and I'm enjoying learning more and more. And they did name drop, you know, certain characters in here, you know, and we know that there are ties. But I love the simple fact that through each journey on the Witch's Road, we learn more about the characters in their past. Also, we know, and the reason why I like it is because Kathryn Hahn is playing this. She's not playing this as a nice character. Like, she's playing this as straight up bitch. But at the same time, she's, you know, which they may perceive that she's helping. She's doing what she's doing for her own selfish gain right now. But I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. Jay, are you following this show, man?
For her.
Oh, he's slowing down. I think he's slowing down again.
He said the storm will be slowing down his connection.
Yeah.
It's an outage. I got an outage report.
Can you hear us now?
Yeah. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. You hear us now?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm watching because it's there to watch.
Bro,
I love Jason, bro.
That's it.
Jeez.
I'm 100% real about these shows every time I watch them, bro.
I get it.
I'm watching because it's there to watch.
Yeah.
I ain't no love for this shit at all. So
I get it. Like I said,
somebody from the board said, let's make a movie about Agatha. I mean, a show about Agatha, because maybe she's interesting to some people, and here we are. So
yeah, I get it. It's
my bad, but
it's an acquired taste.
Yeah, for real.
It's going to be acquired taste for a lot of people. You know what I mean? A lot of people enjoy it.
It's like caviar and sour cream, bro.
I'm enjoying it because, again, like I said before, it's that connective tissue to, for me, it's that connective tissue to WandaVision. And I love that world. Mm-hmm. Like, I had so much fun with WandaVision, and it's just like, it feels as though this picks up right where that left off. Mm-hmm. And I'm definitely enjoying it. You know, I'm enjoying every bit of it. So again, it's going to be for some. It may not be for everybody. What are you thinking about the show so far, Ben?
It's losing me a little bit. I'll be honest. It's the last episode. I feel like I should be liking this more, but it's just good. It's just not to say it's just there, because I understand like they're doing stuff and it's setting up stuff and it is WandaVision world and setting up stuff to come, and it's cool. But it's just one of those. This isn't necessarily for me, and that's fine. I'm watching it so that way when there's stuff that is for me, I'm up to speed, and I'm just. It, I can recognize when a show ain't for me and just let it be what it is and enjoy it for what it is. I know from the format, like this is some shit that I know that there's a lot of people out there who really would enjoy that hocus pocus, whimsical Lifetime channel like type of shit that's their jam, and that's fine because that brings them into this world too, and maybe that makes new fans out of people who wouldn't normally watch a Marvel movie or show. So I get it. More power to them. That's dope. There's absolutely stuff from the show that I do take from it. I do love that she's playing it as a villain, straight up, like for real. Like she is really just a straight up villain in this, and it's like you got a villain being a villain with like whimsical light music and jokes and stuff, and it's like it's okay. So it's very low key esque with like you have a villain who's likable, and Aubrey Plaza is always great eye candy. So I'm glad that she's in it too. That always is a good thing. And there's whispers and chances of stuff like Mephisto and stuff like maybe Wiccan, stuff that I am interested in seeing eventually become a thing. So it's something that it's like, all right, cool. It's here. It's doing what it's trying to do well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I feel like it's dope for what it's doing. So it's to say it's not for me is not enough reason to shit on it because it's doing what it's trying to do.
It's doing what it's supposed to do for now.
Yeah.
And again, like I said, I mean, could the pacing be better? Could the pacing be a bit? I think it could be, but I mean, for what it is, like I said, I'm loving where they're going with it.
Subculture for like hocus pocus type stuff, and like this is for them. Cool.
Yeah. So I mean, again, it's enjoyable, and I'm enjoying it so far. I definitely want there to be a payoff, and I hope there will be. Oh, Jason's slowing down again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's slowing down. And hopefully there'll definitely be a payoff. Yeah, I did see that. Yeah. I did, and this is what they are basically saying she could possibly be. Yeah, man. But I don't want to set myself up for that and it not be that person. So I'm just along the ride. But that would be a dope theory. So we'll definitely see it. We'll see where it goes and how it ends up. But at the end of the day, I'm enjoying it. So again, let us know in the comments what you think about it. Aubrey Plaza is great. Catherine Hahn is great. I think everybody's doing what they should be doing. I love the world. Just have to see where it goes. Okay. With that being said, I want to put out this disclaimer first. Before I bring up this last topic, just note, we talked about this earlier, and everybody out there who's seen the movie, I understand. I can listen.
Oh no.
I understand why there are people out there that maybe will not like this film. If you had certain expectations, or if you saw the first film thinking that we were going to see progression of this particular character where it's a totally different take. And I can understand if your expectations weren't met. So for people who didn't like this film and didn't enjoy it, I could completely understand it, and I'm cool with it. I'm cool with that. I'm not here to basically force you to like anything. I can only talk about my experience, what I enjoy. Just keep an open mind during these discussions. For people who have seen it, and didn't like it, I understand. People who have seen it and loved it, I understand. It's met with mixed reviews right now, and I expect it. So what I'm talking about right now, of course, is Joker 2, starring Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga as Lee. They called her Lee Quinzel. She wasn't Harley Quinn, but Lee. Well, we know who she was.
That was a government.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. You know, it was a different spin on the character slightly. I'm just going to say right off the rip, me, myself, based on the expectation, I didn't have any expectations going into this because I knew it was going to be a different interpretation, especially when they mentioned musicals. I don't have problems with musicals. I mean, I come from a theater background. I come from, you know, not just having a music and engineering degree, but I have associates in, you know, performance arts and directing. So I learned to basically respect a director's interpretation and where they're going. And it's more of a art house interpretation. It is an Elseworld film. But again, I think, like I said earlier, this deals more with reality. What is something that you can see in the real world with people who deal with a disassociated personality type of situation, multiple personalities, or if they have certain conditions mentally that, you know, is tormenting them. This was an emotional ride with this particular film because you were invested as him as a character. He was so tormented, and this man went through so much shit. And just when you didn't think it would get worse, it gets worse. And then again, we're seeing a totally different interpretation of Harley, not the one who was manipulated by him, but is the manipulator herself. That was the incredible part, and I think they did that well. Again, not everybody's going to see it that way, and I know a lot of people didn't like the film, but I loved this film. I definitely did. It's not going to be for everybody, so I just want to kind of put that out there. So for people who didn't like it, I get it, but I loved it. You know what I mean? Vinny, your thoughts on this film?
Yeah, we are the only two in our group who probably really loved it. I remember I walked out and it was just like everybody just kind of had this like wind taken out of their sails look on their face, and I was just like, I loved it. Then but a couple of days before I seen it, it was, I mean, I of course try to avoid trailers and reviews and everything. And there was this hate train on social media.
Yeah, bro.
And then it just got worse after it. And I feel like, though, that in some respects, this will be a film that maybe years from now might be looked upon with a bit of a different lens, because it's just a lot of the blowback has been just people not being prepared for what they were walking into. And I felt like I was walking into just simply trusting Joaquin, trusting Todd Phillips to do something weird and bizarre. And I felt like the first one wasn't necessarily like Joker from the comics. It was some weird, crazy shit. So I was like, this one is probably going to be even more weird. And then we heard the rumors of musical and shit. I'm like, this is going to be some kind of fucked up fever dream. That's what it was. I love the. I am not a musical fan. I fucking hate the musical episodes and shows like the Flash musical episode was like, yo, torture. But I felt like in the context, this worked. It was him manifesting his demons, what was going on in his head when he was going through different things. We were just like, this is how they were manifesting. It was a storytelling template, and this film was maybe thought by a lot of people to be escalating towards 2 hours of him fucking people up, stabbing and killing and doing Joker shit. And it was a psychological, character study of mental health and how we deal with it. And ironically, I feel like the people in the crowd, the people, including Harley, like they had this expectation of who this man should be, and when he wasn't that, they turn on him, kind of just like the audience. And I feel like it was very intentional, and I feel like what the many messages of this film is that a lot of people, they don't give a shit about mental health. They give a shit about the spectacle.
Yep.
It's no one cares about mental health when a kid is struggling and just, but once he shoots up the school, then they take him serious.
Then they pay attention to it.
Then they pay attention. No one's paying attention when he's crying for help. There's only attention when, there's a big to do.
Yeah.
And I feel like the other thing that they tried to do with this was, maybe in a meta type of way, just say like, look, this type of thing isn't something like, kind of like Marvel was like, we don't want people to idolize the Punisher. He's not like what we want people to be doing. So this was also them maybe kind of saying like, this wasn't a movie saying, yeah, like if you don't feel very well and you feel frustrated or anxious or sad, like go kill people or feel better about it, was not what we were trying to say. So it took that power back from people who looked at this as yay violence, yay kill. Like I feel like that they did a lot of different things like that maybe like obviously piss people off. And I feel like a lot of those messages, those storytelling elements, like it was absolutely lost on a lot of people who just heard singing and was like, I want no parts of this. And then I think that there's a lot of people who never even fucking went who've been shitting on this movie, because you could tell just by the way they talk about it, like you don't even know what you're talking about. You're just enjoying the hate train.
Exactly.
You didn't even go. Like you don't want to. It's trendy to hate on it. You don't want to feel left out, so you're shitting on it. And it's just like think about how many millions of people would never see Morbius, but they love to hashtag it's Morbin time because it's funny and they want attention. Like that's what was going on with this, I think, because I think there's a lot of people who didn't even see it shitting on it because they don't they don't even care to understand what they were trying to accomplish.
Yeah.
Now, all that said, it's a Joker film, and I don't find a Joker film to be something sacred that you fucked up our chance to have a cool Joker. We've seen a fucking half dozen Jokers in Batman movies and in cartoons and in TV and in live action and in video games. Like this isn't this like niche character that we finally get to see on screen and they did something weird with it. Like that's why Todd Phillips wanted to do this movie, because there was already so many different Jokers. He felt like he could do a weird take on it and not interfere with, there's already various different types of Jokers in cinema. So like this was an opportunity to do something unique, and I love the balls to do this film the way they did, considering that you want to talk about superhero fatigue. Every fucking movie tries to be Guardians, tries to be Deadpool, bunch of action, mindless action, bunch of a joke a minute, non-stop jokes, non-stop action, non-stop shit blowing up, and then people complain like, oh, like they're all the same. All the superhero movies are the same. Well, here's a superhero genre that does a complete 180 and does an art house film with the superhero budget. It's super bold, tons of balls. I just respect so much of what they did and how they did it, and the balls to make a movie like this and then put it in theaters and say like, what do y'all think? And very, very brave and bold. And I don't want everything to like be like this, but I feel like one or two movies in the genre like being fucking bizarre like this is not the end of the world like people are making it out to be. Like there's plenty of other fucking Joker stories where he's just going around killing people. You can get that plenty.
Exactly.
So I fuck with it. I loved it, and I feel like this will be in the long run. I think people will come back on it and give it a chance and kind of see what they were trying to do here.
What they were going with it, bro.
Yeah, like the ending was kind of like I wasn't super like loved the way they did it, but it made sense. But I loved. There's so many different scenes in this that were incredibly powerful. And being a music fan like you are as well,
yes,
the score, those strings, the flashbacks to him dancing or processing the fucked up shit that was happening to him. It was just it was really well shot, really incredible acting. There's so much to take from this other than the music was so stupid. Fuck this movie. And it's
yeah, bro.
It's unfortunate that that's what it's been like boiled down to.
Yeah.
but it's not. But it's not for everybody. And
No, it's not.
I'm like, I love this, but man, not many other people are going to. So
Nope.
it's one like I love fucked up movies. I love head trip movies.
Yep.
To see a head trip fucked up movie, because I like that genre. To see that mixed with one of the most famous super comic book characters in the world on a mainstream budget, like that's. I never thought I'd see a film like this, so I respect it.
Two films that come to mind for me when I was watching this, and I thought about this afterwards, and then Jason, I want to get your take on this too. Two films that come to mind after I watched this film were films that I've seen a long time ago, when I was young. One was I think it was Bodyguard. It was about a kid who was bullied in high school, he was in high school. He was bullied, and he actually meets this other dude who really again, he's a tough kid who actually helps him out in the long run. He protects him, but also through protecting him, he teaches him how to really protect himself. But he was tormented through the entire, so I thought about that. Anybody who's ever seen a Bodyguard, now I'm not even talking about the whole Whitney used to know. It's called Bodyguard. It was an old film back in the day. That, and then Anthony Hopkins' Elephant Man.
Mm-hmm.
Those two films, because they were so, if you meld those together and you see this particular film, and just remember, like at first, the first film set us up to whereas we knew that a lot of what he was seeing was going on. And the brilliance of this, bro, is the simple fact that a lot of what we actually saw from the first film was in his head. Whereas we went into this film thinking that the expectations, even with the songs and okay, we knew that the songs and everything, a lot of that was in his head. But I thought for sure that we were end up finding out that Harley was this not a figment of his imagination, but something completely different.
I think she was at the end. My theory is that she really did kill herself in that scene, and she wasn't on the stairs. So
wasn't. So you think that she died?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that she really did kill herself,
and
that would be interesting.
I think a lot of people miss this, but the context of this also is that like he became something that he really wasn't. I mean, like Joker was like a shield, and then the testimony by Gary when he kind of realized just like, he wasn't some fucking hero like a lot of these school shooters think that they are because they fought back against the bullies.
Yeah,
like, that when he's seen the fear that oh shit, now I'm the bully, and not only that like I have to be this larger than life cartoon character that's just like this big over the top fucking icon, and then now I have to be that, otherwise people will hate me. That was set up at the beginning with the cartoon of his shadow taking over and being like the star until shit got real, and then when shit got real, then it's back on Arthur.
Definitely. Now, let me answer this question real quick. Pedro, you said if she died, then who was a visitor? Pedro, I don't think there was a visitor.
No.
I don't think there was a visitor. I think that was a setup.
Yep.
That was a setup because those cops wanted him out the way.
Yep.
They literally wanted him out the way. I think that they did that to get him in a position where he could be killed and shanked the way he was, to be quite honest. So in my opinion, I don't think there was ever a visitor at all. I don't think there was anyone there because there was no focus on it at all. So that's the interesting part about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think Harley lied about she did. She definitely did.
Yeah,
she lied. It was a manipulation, but they never touched on it.
For all we know, they didn't really fuck. For all we know.
Right.
Like, why would he get a conjugal?
With the girlfriend.
Because why would he get a conjugal?
Exactly. Right. Tijuana Mike, exactly. My Bodyguard with Matt Dillon, because he was the bully. But the other dude was, that was the film. So when I think about this particular film, I think about My Bodyguard just because the two characters in that film were tormented. You know what I mean? They were tormented by what they thought they were, again, the bully or the protector became the bully in it, you know what I mean, to be quite honest.
Right.
But again, it's just the dichotomy of it. It was just, incredible. The visitor was a total setup. The guard, tipping his cap just before that was the signal to the other. Yep, exactly.
Right.
Exactly, bro. 16Q, exactly. That's what it was about. I like that. Yo, that's pretty dope. Q, I like your that's dope. But yeah, definitely it was a setup. But Jay, what were your thoughts on this film, man?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right.
And be honest, bro, because I know you're gonna be honest. We're waiting for you. Let's go.
My bad, yo. I gotta come with the sour milk. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, bro.
Let's go.
Listen, did this movie elevate the first movie at all, or connect to the first movie at all? No. For 2 hours, we thought, is he crazy? Is he not crazy? Is he crazy? Is he not crazy? We all know he is crazy, but damn, like the back and forth with it got on my nerves. The musical aspect of that being in a comic book villains movie for a second movie, to me was like the Avengers. The Hawkeye TV show with the Avengers musical. Whack. I could not stand it, bro. Now the Harley thing, Gaga got on my nerves so bad with Harley, bro. Like that's just not Harley Quinn to me at all. Now the suicide thing, bro. I don't know. So do y'all think she's dead? You think she died there?
I think,
because I was confused by that.
Yeah, because here's the thing, bro. Like, you got to I think of it this way, and this is where I kind of look at it like in that episode, in that scene, he was on the steps. He went straight to the steps, and he was having what would presumably be a conversation. Okay. She just automatically winds up there, bro.
Yeah.
And that's like she automatically just winds up in that direct spot. And that's why I think, and then afterwards, after she walks away, the cops show up at that spot because it's almost like they knew he would end up going there. You know what I mean? So I kind of agree.
The cop that tipped his hat. Oh man.
What you say?
I'm all messed up.
Yeah, it's coming in and out, but yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Damn, bro.
I hear you. We hear you.
I was saying the cop that tipped his hat. Damn.
What would make her kill herself? I think.
Okay,
yeah,
the cop that tipped his hat, bro. I was thinking he might have killed her, or I don't think she killed herself, bro. Or if she is dead.
Well, remember, she was in a room and she had the gun. Like she had that gun and she did put it to her head. But I think that she was so fixated on the entire idea of him as the Joker. She was fixated on him as the Joker.
I'm thinking the same thing as Frends. Like, why?
Well, because she was fixated on the hint of Joker. She was fascinated she was fascinated with the Joker as a character. She wanted him to be the Joker. She didn't want Arthur Fleck. So it was a letdown, knowing that she wouldn't have the life that she wanted with him.
I mean,
she manipulated and molded that man to be what she wanted him to be, and it was a sign of failure. You know what I mean? And she, bro, in that aspect, she, regardless if she was a rich girl or psychotic, she was still psychotic.
Yeah,
she was crazy. You know what I mean? So, I think that there was an aspect of it, like yeah. Harley didn't die. She pulled the trigger all the way. The one on the stairs was the last fragment of his imagination draining out of his head since she's no longer. Yeah, I think
it's open to interpretation.
Yeah, it's definitely open to interpretation, and that's the beauty of it because no one knows because
it's in his head. It's unreliable.
Yeah, and we didn't see her after that. There was no flashback to her. You know what I mean? Nothing. You know what I mean? So it's again like what I think this film did was it
That's
pushed
deep.
the imagination, but it also made you think about the characters. And again, it was all this was rooted in reality of what could be tangible. It's what could be tangible. And again, it was an Elseworld type of movie. It wasn't something that was again, I wasn't going into it thinking that I was going to see the fantastical.
Yeah, that's deep.
I wasn't looking for it.
I
It was
get it.
rooted in its own interpretation. I think it was daring. I think that where he went with this, it was his own interpretation on what he thought or where he thought the Joker would go after the first film. And again, it was dealing with that because you got to keep in mind, bro, and even in the prison in Arkham, they were giving him medication that was fucking him up even more. You know what I mean? So again, the only person that truly wanted to help him was the lawyer. But Harley knew that, or Lee knew that, and wanted him to distance himself further away from that lawyer so she could manipulate him. And that's exactly what she did.
Mhm.
So again, and then you had all his acolytes who blew up the jail, got him out. Like literally, he had followers. So it was a hint of it there. But again, Arthur himself was just he broke my heart the entire fucking movie.
Yeah.
He really broke my heart the entire film because he was a victim of his own circumstance. What he thought he was doing right wasn't necessarily right. And in the public eye or in a matter of public opinion, it was right. But we know by law that shit was not fucking right. Him killing people, that was, it wasn't right. It's also a nice change. Harley isn't a victim of Fleck, but the other way around. That's what I enjoyed the most.
Yep.
I like the simple fact that they changed the aspect of Harley and she wasn't a victim. She was more so the master manipulator.
Mm-hmm.
She was the master manipulator the entire time. And she used that to her advantage. What she used was he was searching for love and acceptance. And she knew that. He wanted love. He wanted to be accepted. He wanted to be seen. Other than what people thought he was, she felt as though she was the only one that saw him for who he really was, not knowing that who she saw him was. It was the Joker.
Right.
You know what I mean? So she manipulated him the entire time. It was a beautiful way of doing it, a fucked up way of doing it, but it was a beautiful way of doing it. It was a reimagined way of actually seeing the film. And again, like I said, it's not going to be for everybody, and I completely understand that. And if you didn't like it, I get it.
Yes,
I get it. There's no disrespect. If you didn't like it, I'm not going to tell you that you have to like it because again, I understand. I get it.
Yes.
I get it. I get it.
Yes, because I cannot stand it. I'm gonna sing that part. Stand it.
I get it, bro. I get it. But it was refreshing to me to see something completely different.
The only part that got me, like I said, was the whole suicide thing. Other than that, I was just out of it, man. But again, I went back to the first movie with the girlfriend.
Yeah.
With Domino being fake. So that's when I was like, okay, maybe she's there, maybe she's not. I don't know.
Yeah. And I love to see her in that movie. I love to see her again revealing about what his mother had said. And he was a victim. He was a victim of his circumstances, a victim of his own mind, but also a victim of his illness. Mm-hmm. And it just seemed like, and it says a lot, like Vinny, when I was watching this, when I was talking about it, bro, I was talking to Toya about this. We had a whole conversation about it, like we always do. Oh, mind you, me and Toya are going to be doing a complete breakdown. Me and her are going to be doing a complete breakdown of this film because you got to hear her perspective of it. It's fucking when she breaks movies down.
I wasn't sure that she liked it because she was kind of quiet after. She
loved it, bro. She loved it. You know what it is? Because Toya internalizes a lot. She has to internalize the film first. Mm-hmm. She looks at it from so many different aspects. She internalizes it, and then she'll give you. And that's what we had a conversation about it on the way home because we were talking about it from so many different aspects of just the constants and what's reality, bro. Like this man has been through a lot of shit. And like for instance, here in Harrisburg, and Vinny, you know this, down on Cameron Street, Jay, we have a state hospital. You know what the government did because they couldn't afford it and they didn't want to put money into it? You know what these motherfuckers did? State hospital where these motherfuckers are insane and they don't have places to go. They shut the fucking state hospital down and let these motherfuckers go out in the street. And they just let them go.
What?
Yep.
They just let them go. They didn't give them a home to stay, no shelter. And half these motherfuckers who were living there, you know what they did? Mulberry Street Bridge. They were living right under that bridge. They were living right under the bridge. They didn't have anywhere else to go, so they set up camp there. That's how fucked up this world is. Yeah.
Yep.
That's how fucked up this world is. And this movie is showing you that. People were clowning this man, like literally clowning him in the figure of speech, but they were clowning him.
Everyone in his whole life just used him.
Wow.
Yeah, they used him the entire fucking time, bro.
Guards just used him as to tell jokes. His followers just used him as this champion of releasing pent up rage and violence. Harley used him for this model of chaos that she wanted to attach herself to every step of the way. And this was, but at the same time, this was also like this play also on accountability.
Yeah.
On accountability. Like, all right, so everything in life has been dumped on you, but you still can't fucking do this. And it's so deep. It's like there's a lot of levels to it, and the way they expanded and fleshed that out was with insane musical numbers, which is just a fucking crazy, bizarre, bold, and brave way to tell that story. But I feel like it just, like when you, to me, like seeing it works because everything about his head is fucked up and crazy, so it makes sense that the film is.
Yeah. It makes sense that they would go that route because again, it is a fuck. And they got to remember, like, it's his head canon is completely fucked. So the way he views the world, because we're as the viewer, we're constantly seeing the world through his eyes, not through public's eyes, but through his eyes of what he's experiencing. And it's all turmoil. You know what I mean? So again, I would tell people, listen, if you're going to see, look, and we know this, and we say this all the time. Critics, and it's becoming a trope where even, and I said this the other day, there are so many self-proclaimed critics. They don't have a doctorate in this shit, but there are self-proclaimed critics who are content creators, like literally content creators. Some well-known content creators out there in the industry that we watch. They got millions of followers and, you know, thousands of followers, and they geek off of dismay and creating fucking, you know, thumbnails about how much they hate. It's like it's always hate conversations about them not liking the movie. They don't like anything. And it's like chances are they haven't really studied it, understood it, but they get it. Look, it's one thing to have an opinion and say, I just don't like it, and I'll just move on. Like, it just didn't work for me. But it's a constant thing. It's becoming constant. Save your money. Don't go see this. This is bullshit. This, that, and I'm like, wow, this is crazy. This is like really, really crazy because there's a ton of them that are doing it. There are no free thinkers.
Hate train. Yeah.
So they're not telling you, look, go see the film if you want to see the film. Let us know your own interpretation. You might see it totally different. It didn't work for me, but it may work for you. And that's a good conversation.
Yeah, I seen maybe on Friday, I seen like one or two people who broke down what they were trying to do with the musical and in his insight and the breakdowns, and then he was explaining why he didn't like it, and I was just like, all right, that I can rock with. Critiquing the execution, cool, but there's a lot of people that's like, nah, like that ain't the Joker. Like he should be. That means you didn't quite understand what he was going through in the first film because that was not him either. He was just trying to protect himself. Like he'd just been pushed too much. What he was going through in that prison with the drugs and realizing what he had done and the people he had killed, lost his mom. like I get it. I get why that he wouldn't be that person anymore, because that was just Shield in the first place. So it's
To me, I won't say I won't
Facts, Prosty. Facts. Go ahead, Jay.
I won't tell people not to go see it. It's just how I feel about. I don't like
yeah.
And that's
because
fine. And that's the way it's
yeah,
supposed to be. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
If
like
you
I'm
don't
not
feel if it didn't work for you, that's fine.
right,
But to
right,
create an entire show,
right, right.
an entire fucking show,
Oh,
and
your
do this,
boy. You
bro,
talking about your boy, right? Okay, yeah. But
an
yeah, I get it.
entire show.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah,
Like literally, and these are people that I used to follow, bro.
yeah,
Like I
yeah,
used to follow them and I
yeah,
used to watch them because I really appreciated their take. But
yeah,
now lately, within the past 2 years,
yeah,
it's just like a lot of
yeah,
hate and
yeah.
negativity, bro. And I'm
Yeah.
like, what the fuck is this?
My thing for me, like I said, I'm not. I wouldn't beat it with a dead
Yes,
horse. I wouldn't beat a dead horse with a, you know,
bro. Like,
it is what it is. But
Yeah.
it's just like for me, I don't like the mix of musical and comics. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? Like, and it don't work for me. Like I said, like the Hawkeye TV show had that shit with the Avengers musical. Everybody thought that shit was hilarious, even the thought of it. You know what I'm saying? Now to see this in DC with, you know, the Joker in the musical, I just couldn't imagine it, and it just wasn't to my liking at all. Because it just, to me, I saw no connective tissue to the first movie. I saw no elevation from the first movie to this one. It just didn't. And like I said, the back and forth banter of whether, you know, he's saying or not saying, you know, for 2 hours just threw me off. You
yeah,
know, that's just the only thing that really that and the singing made me not like it. You know what I mean? And then the Gaga can sing. She can sing her ass off, but this in this movie, I don't know if she was acting like that, singing like that because she was playing a character.
She
You know,
was. She
okay,
intentionally tried to not sing like
not
herself.
sing good. Okay,
yeah,
bet. Okay. So that
Yeah.
explains a
yeah.
lot because her singing was
She
annoying
that's
as
the approach
hell.
that she says she took
Yeah.
Okay,
was to
bet.
not be seen as who she
Okay,
normally is, but
okay.
be seen in a way where, and what she said, because I watched a review or interview on her today, she said the choices that they made in song and why a lot of those songs were repetitive
Mm,
is because those songs were ones that were connective tissues to him,
mm,
songs that were really popular. And what a lot of people didn't know was the reason why she chose those songs is because a
mm.
lot of those songs that she chose were songs that his mom would sing to him.
Right. Yeah.
So that's why she chose those songs. She chose them because it was a way to manipulate him. Anytime she felt as though he was slipping away, she would sing those songs. Those songs were connective tissues. Those things would
Mm.
basically keep him locked
Okay,
in on her because, again,
okay.
he at first felt comfort with his mother. Now he feels comfort with her. So she's using that to advantage. And remember, she said she studied him. He was a case study. That's why she went to prison in the first place. Or not prison. She went to to Arkham. Again, she can walk. Yeah,
Mm.
she can go in and go out. Like her family has strings. They pull strings. They
Oh
probably
yeah,
even have stake in that prisons. That's why
yeah.
she was able to go in and out. You know what I mean? So again,
Arkham
bro,
was.
it's there's a lot to be understood about the film, but I kind of, again, it's what people, and sometimes people don't like what's
Hmm.
real. It is what it is, bro. People don't like it beyond just the musical aspect of it, because I know the music was going to tick people off. We knew that.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that when they made the announcement
The
that they
movie
were
is
making.
it's an acquired taste.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It
Yes.
definitely is. But it was called when Harley saying to Arthur's "That's entertainment," letting him know that
Oh
she's
yeah,
been
yeah, for sure.
played, and it was a manipulation of. Oh, yep, that's entertain. Exactly, Striker 47. You are right
It's an acquired
on the
taste.
fucking money.
Mhm.
Yes, she was playing him, so she was using songs. You know what I mean? Because she knew. That's why she even kept bringing up the Murray show. That's why,
Mhm.
again, everything was strategically done by this woman, and she knew that she can get away with anything. Literally, she could. So, I love the film. Again, bro, I watch it anytime it comes on, but I know it's not going to be for everybody else. But like Vinny said, We just like fucked up shit. So Jason, whenever you are here, you need to come to Horrorthon, bro. You need to just come to Horrorthon, bro. Come to Horrorthon, bro. You'll have a good time. Like, definitely, man. As a matter of fact, Horrorthon is this weekend, right?
Saturday,
What time?
4:00.
Okay, cool. We there. Can't wait. The Devil's Pizza for Mark. But yeah, man, you already know. Like, definitely. Anyway, I would employ everybody out there. Go see the movie.
Bet.
Go see the movie and just draw your own conclusion. If you don't like it in the end, then you just don't like it. And I'll get it. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't, but if you do, just again go into it with an open mind. Don't listen to everybody because it's not as bad as people perceive it to be. There'll be people out there who love it and people out there that may not. So it is, I mean, and that's but don't, for those who are creating, for those content creators
for yourself, if you like it or not.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly. Anyway, did we miss anything? Did we get through everything on the show, bro? I think we covered everything. Yeah, we covered everything, man. Definitely. Thank you guys out there for being here with us, man. Jay, thank you for coming through. Bro, what you got? If you hear me, man, what you got going on, bro? Give him 5 minutes. He'll
Just
get to it.
trying to get through this storm.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's a little quicker than what we thought, but
Yeah.
Yes. Go see this movie, people. Create your own opinion. Don't be like all the online people who sound like copies of each other. Exactly, bro. Lael, I know the show that turned sideways initially. JC show. What? When you say the show that turned sideways initially, JC? What?
Your boy. Yeah. You know.
Oh,
about.
Yeah.
Boy.
Yeah. Tijuana Mike. Yeah. That's exactly who I'm talking about. That's exactly who I'm talking about, which is why I don't watch him anymore. I just don't. Yeah. And part of the reasons why you probably won't see Robert Meyer Burnett on there anymore either. So it is what it is. I would never watch his show because he just spends so much time. Him, it's not even just him, though. It's other individuals too. It's another Chris Harloff, bro. Another individual who's taking a complete turn.
Oh, yeah, he wasn't like that.
I used to like that bull, bro. But he's just going a totally different route.
Yeah, he wasn't like that before. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm just like these motherfuckers is doing this, bro. Like, yeah. Anyway, form your own opinion. Go see the shit. You know, it is what it is. Vinny, what you got going on, bro?
More October. Be drumming those out. I got Horrorthon this weekend, as we talked about. So there'll be like a fun little marathon party at the Crypt this weekend, watching some crazy messed up horror flicks and enjoying ourselves. And looking forward to morning taper throughout the month. I have a con I'll be talking about with you guys soon in November, and we're looking forward to more Penguin, more Agatha, and just seeing what next down the pipeline. There's been a lot of movie and show news, especially from DC. That's been refreshing because, like it or not like it, at least they've been active in getting stuff coming up. And we got New York Comic Con coming up too, so we'll probably be talking about that on next week Comic Book Talk with Friends, because I will be busting my ass at work all week to try to get off for early next week, so that way I can hit the road, go to New York. One of my favorite times of the year. As soon as I walk into the Javits Center, I just feel like that's home with my people. That's one of my favorite cons to go to every year. So definitely we'll be looking forward to that next week. So that is what's what. And so you'll see us here on Comic Book Talk with Friends on Monday to deliver all this wonderful discourse on your airwaves Monday nights.
Hey, Jason, you still there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Check this out. No. What? Check this out.
Tell me this just dropped.
Yeah, it did.
Oh, wow.
Check this out. Wow. This is the unmasked.
Oh yeah, I get it. I gotta get that.
Wow.
I'll sell my other one. I'll get that.
Ill Yankee, thank you much. Just got off work,
On
missed the
his
show.
neck. Oh yeah,
Sending
I
you
gotta get
going to
that.
be New York. Yes, Ill Yankee will definitely be there. I'll be there on the Friday,
I gotta
so
get
I'll
that.
definitely be there this Friday. That Friday,
Mhm.
definitely. Wow, it's going to
Yep,
be a
I'll be there Friday,
lot.
Saturday, Sunday. So yeah, man. But this is dope.
Wow, bro. Wow. Hold on. Logan, he said, I was very telling. It was very telling when these film pundits hate watch the acolytes because they were getting good engagement with
That is
each
dope.
upload. I haven't seen Jeremy Johns post so much in years. That right? Yeah. Yeah.
I'm getting this.
Yeah, bro. This right here. Wow. So this makes me okay. So now I don't feel bad that I didn't get that tiger stripe and I just got the brown suit because this looks good. This shit right here is wow. They are milking this, bro. Hano is milking this. Logan comic book style head sculpt. Oh shit. Wow. Okay. Guess I got to do a corner episode on this motherfucker. Insane. Insane.
Yeah. Is that is that is that look like it's die cast? Like I was shining.
I don't
Oh,
know.
I'm
I
getting
don't
that.
think.
I'm getting that. I'm getting that. I'm getting that. Yeah, I'm getting that.
Wow.
So they're gonna have the brown unmasked. I bet they're gonna have.
I don't know, bro.
That's dope.
I don't know. I have no idea.
That's dope.
Wow. This
That's
is
dope.
fucking crazy. Okay. Okay. Guess I got to do an
Yep.
episode of the corner.
For sure.
We'll be
That's
doing
dope.
that. We'll be doing that. Anyway, man.
Wow.
Thank you guys for being here. Again, another dope episode. We will be back next week, same time, same channel. And again, everybody out there, have a nice weekend. Say what Wednesday's coming up.
Yeah,
You know
I'm
the
getting that.
drill. Same thing every day, every other week. We do the same thing. But thank you guys for being here.
Yep.
And we will talk to y'all next week. We out. Peace out.